Hey, Lottie Dottie and everybody. It is your girl, Kween Kriss. Some of you may know me as Christy Barnes. Some of you may know me as Miss Barnes. But everybody knows that black girl. Welcome. This is the CAAT Center's Artist Spotlight, and I am joined here with the lovely Miss Tori. I'm really excited. I'm excited for this, y'all, because I've known Tori forever. And just to kind of see her, like, you know, slowly but surely blossoming into her own. This is gonna be a nice conversation. So, hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
You breathing?
I'm breathing.
Okay.
Good.
All right, because y'all know Tori loves to be in the background. You know, she loves to support her friends and encourage people, go, girl, go. But when it's her herself right here in the spotlight, it's like, you know, she... You know how I go. But so we're here because the CAAT Center has, you know, decided that they wanted to start highlighting some of the artists here in this amazing community. You already know the city of Chester. And Miss Tori Richardson was the first person that they decided to start with for this lovely new year of 2022. So happy New Year, girl.
Oh, happy New Year. Thanks,
you ready?
you guys.
Let's get it started. So obviously we're here to talk about you as an artist. So we'll be touching topics from the type of music that you like, what got you into music, and you know, with some upcoming projects that's coming out, with some things that they should be looking out for right now, et cetera, et cetera. But let's just start off with you first. Like, who is Tori?
Tori is Miss Sophisticated.
Okay. Wait.
Laid back, chill, my own zone.
Okay.
That's all.
Always been?
Always been.
Always been. So what made you, when did you really first start music? Like, was it, you know, the traditional in the church, in the black church?
Oh, of course, yeah. I started singing in church choir, little talent shows in the city, like during school time. I didn't really start taking it serious literally until I got grown. So, but yeah, like I knew I had a gift. I just wasn't sure how to use it.
Got you. So was music something that was always in the house? Like you were just kind of surrounded by it?
Always. I grew up with my mom playing her records and blasting her Yolanda Adams and Mariah Carey early in the morning. God rest her soul. But yeah, music started with my mom. Every Sunday morning we would clean to music.
I was just getting ready to
say,
so
to this day, I clean with music. I shower with music. I cook with music. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
I was definitely about to ask. So how much has it still, you know, remained that main focus in your life? It's just always there.
Always been there. It's gonna always be there. It's literally a passion of mine. Yeah. So like, and everybody in my household, from my fiance to my kids, we all love music. Oh. Yep.
So it's like,
well, Brian don't sing. He tried, but he don't know how.
He tried, but it's
he don't know how. But you can't tell him he ain't Usher though.
But that's it's nice to see how, you know, like music could be something that was just so every day. You know, Absolutely. It wasn't something that you had to try or force or anything like that. And now you're providing that same environment for your kids. Absolutely. Talk about a generational blessing. Nice job, Mom. Thank you. And I'm sure that started off with your mom and her mom, and it's I just really appreciate, you know, when generational culture or traditions is still, you know, alive and well. It makes me feel like, you know, we're still a part of our history, and our ancestors are still with us. Okay, so when you said that you didn't really take music seriously until you got older, what was the time in your life that you were like, you know what, this is more of a service that I can offer people to help them through whatever their situation is, and also to express yourself? What was that time frame in your life, and what were some of the things that you were going through that made you say, you know what, nah, let's do this?
I wasn't really going through anything at the time. It was just like, all right, I have a passion for this, and the passion over the years, it just grows stronger. So, you know, going to open mic nights and just hearing other people. So now it's like, okay, if they can do that, I can do that. You know what I mean? So, and growing up, I didn't really believe in myself. You know what I mean? So it took for me to, you know, grow in order to be like, all right, so you can do this. Like, you have a gift, why not use it? You know what I mean?
And I think that's important as an artist. Like, we have to support ourselves. Like, we have to believe in our craft enough to be able to share it with other people and be unapologetic about that.
Absolutely, because if I don't believe in it, who will?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Absolutely. Like, exactly. Exactly. And I definitely would say that there was a time period in my life where it was like, how do I, you know, speak and actually be heard?
Right.
How do I get to a point where, you know, my words actually matter? And I think that it was just more so of not really worrying about what other people would be saying, but to tell my truth and my story.
Right.
And then hope that reaches and touch someone.
Right.
Has there been a moment where you've known that, you know, your experience or your singing has reached out and touched someone?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's been times where people have told me, just from doing little covers on, you know, social media, and they'll reach out or inbox me and tell me, like, you spoke to my, you know, my spirit, like, keep going. Like, they'll start to encourage. I encourage them with my voice, but then they'll encourage me to keep going. So, yeah, that's a blessing. It's an awesome feeling, too.
Yeah,
Definitely
to be poured in and then be able to pour it back into someone. So what would you say that your style of music is?
I would say I'm an R&B singer, but don't get me wrong. I love all types of music, especially gospel. If you know me, that I love me some gospel music. Okay, I start my day off with gospel music.
That's good.
But yeah, I would say my genre of music would definitely be R&B.
So in the R&B world, is that where your main musical influences come from? Or are your influences kind of like spread all over?
They're kind of spread all over. Like I said, gospel, between R&B, gospel, and I love country music, y'all. Don't judge me.
Hey, no, honestly, country music really isn't that bad.
Yeah, it tells a story.
And black people was involved in, period. Yeah. I feel like it's not one that we haven't crossed.
And they really can sing. They really can sing.
Seriously.
Most definitely.
And that's the thing, like, I think that, you know, even judging a book by its cover, and again, that's the beauty of artistry, like broken crayon, still color, because even with everything that we go through, I feel like it just kind of pours into the gift or the service that we're able to offer the world. Yeah, girl, yeah. So, name me three. Give me three people that you feel like are like the in music. Like if
now or just over time?
Over time.
Okay, because I'm my all-time favorite, my idol, Mariah.
Okay.
I love Mariah Carey. Like I said, I grew up on Mariah. I love me some Whitney. And don't laugh, but my sisters used to call me the female version of Genuine. No, but not only literally as a child was I in love with the man, but his music, I loved his music. Yeah. He was a great performer, and I literally studied every single one of his runs. So it was like, it got to a point where my sisters would tell me, you sound just like him. Like, wow, you sound, that's all I would listen to. But that'll be my top three.
And I think that that's another point to highlight, like, the underestimation, like, you know, actually listening to a song and hearing a song and like internalizing and understanding it. Yeah, like
I listen to YouTube videos, literally just people singing all day long. I got a TikTok now, and I just stroll to the music people singing. Like, you just study what they're doing. I'm like, I think I can do that. It might take me a while, but I'm going to get that. You know what I mean?
And that's the beauty of it, because you're still challenging yourself, which ignites that passion, which is encouraging you to keep going.
I love to hear people sing. I can listen to it all day long.
That's a beautiful thing.
More than myself.
So, do you feel that you write better when you're like in a different mood? Like if you're happy or sad or emotional about something, do you feel like you writing is... Well, I guess I should ask... Well, I'm sorry. I know you, so I know that you write your own music. But do you write your own music?
Actually, yes and no. So I do write my own music, but my songs come across as a story. So I have a writer that writes with me. I have a writing partner. So she does pretty much all of the arrangement. To me, it's like a short story. Okay. I can write you an essay. I can write you a short story, you know what I mean? But when it comes to turning it into that magic, all right, she gonna put that spin on it, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna put this voice on it, and we're gonna,
a beautiful thing that you're like,
definitely. And listen, it was hard to find somebody that can relate to, you know, or can take my vision and help me with it. You know what I mean? But
and not try to create their own.
Absolutely. And then she sings too, so we clicked right away. So it's dope having that relationship with her.
I'm glad.
And then my producer literally creates my beats only for me. I'll have this melody in my head or this sound in my head, and then I'll just shoot him a text message and let him know, listen, I need this, like either it's a guitar, a piano. I need more of this, more of that. We literally create it over text messages. And it's unique. And I love it.
It's like the process, it makes you want to fall in love. Like, you know, you the process of it all, it's like, you know what, this is why I do it. Like, this is why my passion is still present. And then the beauty of actually being able to live into your passion. I know that, you know, Chester is like a landmine full of entrepreneurs. I feel like we're kind of like, you know, got to a point where we could just do this ourselves. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like we don't have to necessarily work for someone,
Right.
as long as we're servicing, you know,
Absolutely.
other
So many
people
talented
or the
people, too.
community. Exactly.
There's so much talent in Chester.
And being able to, you know, partner and not being so selfish with it or hesitant or
Right.
closed-minded that you don't, you know,
Right.
express how you feel or what
Yeah.
you want in the arrangements. I think that that's a beauty in itself.
Right.
And then to hear the final project, it's like, this is literally love.
Yeah.
Like, this is what
Definitely.
love is.
This is love.
Love. So do you think that your culture and your community influence the type of music that you make?
The type of music, not really. Well, my culture, yeah, definitely. Well, you could take stories like, you know, listening, having friends or just associates and people that you talk to, listening to what they're going through, whether it be happy, sad, you know, just in any kind of mood. You could take what they're saying, literally write it down, and it becomes a song. You know what I mean? So definitely, yeah, I would say it plays a part in the music.
I definitely say, because I even say with my students, like when it comes to expressing yourself, like just get it out.
Right.
You know, just tell the
Right.
story. Tell
Absolutely.
what happened. And from there, you can kind of like, you know, add, subtract, multiply, divide into whatever the piece is. And I think that a lot of times we can get wrapped up in perfection. So how do you know, how do you, I was just going to say, like, how do you get to the point where it's like, you know what, no, let me leave this alone. Let me leave this be.
Rarely ever, okay?
No,
it's
I
never
understand.
perfect. It's like, all right, you got to at least let somebody else listen or, you know, get an idea. All right, how do you think this sounds? Because to me, it sounds okay, but I think everybody's a perfectionist in their own craft. So, of course, it's going to be like...
What they want, what they
prefer. You might like it, but I might not like it. To me, it's missing something. But to you, you think it's dope.
Like
so
we're
just going to leave it how it is.
So how do you, like, if your producer or the person that you partner with writing, if you guys get to a point where one is like, no, leave it alone, and you're like, but it's still missing, it's not giving.
Right.
How do you guys, you know, come to a compromise?
It all comes down to me, of course, because like I said, if they feel like it's okay, or if they've done their part, and I just feel like, okay, now the final part is my voice. Now I'm just gonna keep going until I figure it's good. And like I said, sometimes I have to ask somebody, how do you think this sounds? Like, 2 or 3 people, if everybody's on the same page, all right, we're gonna go with it, because everybody has a different ear. You know what I mean? So something that I might think doesn't sound good, people like it, so all right, I'm just gonna give it to you how it is, and just in hopes to be like, okay, we're gonna see how it goes. Yeah.
And that trust and faith in yourself, does that ever get scary?
Yeah. My EP is called Fearless.
Had to get to a point, huh?
I had to get to a point where I had to stop being, you know, living in so much fear. You know what I mean? I was scared to do music at a point. So now it's like, all right, I'm not scared no more. So now I'm going to do this.
You. So do you feel like the community provides resources for you to better live in your passion?
I think now there are things that are available for people who, you know, want to do music. And, you know, now at this point, before I kind of think maybe it lacked a little bit. But as, you know, the community is starting to, you know, definitely blossom. Everybody's coming up with their own thing. And I think now it's more resources in the community now that you can, of course, in the real soon future, I want to be a part of that. So, yeah, I think.
Period.
Yeah.
I heard that plug. I heard that. I heard it. So as an artist, what were some of the resources that you wish that you saw as you were growing up?
I wish that I could have gotten lessons. I wish that the lessons were, you know, put in the area where I live, so that way it would be, you know, convenient for me to get there, like singing lessons, instrumental lessons, stuff like that. I think those resources could have been put in place, you know, growing up, but, you know, we're there now.
That's how it
go.
So. That's how it go.
We're there now.
I definitely do appreciate that, like, now Chester is kind of like this in an unapologetic state,
right.
You know, like we're hungry for that change and for the difference. So it's almost like we're able to create a better hope or a chance or opportunity for the generations that came after us. So currently, what are some resources that you still feel like could be present in the community?
As far as music, just more music programs, you know what I mean? Like I said, vocal lessons, teaching these children how to use an instrument, just occupy their time. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to do music. Like, it's in some way, right? Shape, or form. Yeah, like more performance art schools, art programs, stuff like that. Like, we have it. Don't get me wrong. I know there's some available, but the more the better.
I agree, and I also feel like it was kind of like more of a culture. Mm-hmm. In the Black community, religion is a very strong force, regardless of what religion you practice. Song is a form of praise, so absolutely. It's something that we all can relate to. Yeah. So when it comes down to actually being able to express yourself through that, and to encourage other people to do that, and now you're with a group of people that are encouraging you, like they're like-minded. You're actually surrounding your environment is what's producing it. It seems like it could be a better situation. Like when we were in school, we had music class. We had to learn about, the piano. And it wasn't like, we could play a full song when we finished that class, but we had an idea what a note was.
Right, and at least it was there. It was put in place for us, yeah.
And I feel like even in education, the arts just isn't as valued as much. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. But I really do think that music should have never been taken out of the schools. I really think that there should be a music program in every single school.
I agree. And as a mother, do you feel like your children could be becoming musicians?
Oh, yeah.
And, yes. And then do you think that the community is supporting that? Like when they go to school, when they go to after-school programs, or is it more so just like in the home with the family type situation? Well,
more so in the home with the family, but my children are part of the Chester Children's Choir. Okay. So they are getting that, that exposure, and they're learning. Those kids can sing, you know what I mean? And if they went into that not knowing how, they definitely came out knowing how. Right. Like the training that they're getting is awesome.
And just in case some people that's watching don't know about the Chester Children's Choir, can you just kind of shine the light on what it is?
It's a program given by Swarthmore. Chester Children's Choir has been around for years, I believe. It started with my oldest son, DJ, and then now all of my children, or 3 of my children, actually just DJ and Bree are the only 2 that are still in it, because Breon, he's 14 now, so he's, more interested in sports, but he was a part of that program too. But it's a program given by I think it's Swarthmore. Nice. I forget the young man's name that does it, but they've been around for a long. I think his name is John. I think the city know who John is, but I just don't know what John's last name is. But yeah, definitely, I think everybody know who John is. But it's their program. It's an awesome program.
Nice, and they get lessons and also perform.
Yes, they perform all over. They give their concerts there at the Swarthmore College, seasonal, and then they give a summer camp as well for them.
That's great.
Man, listen.
I feel like exposure is one of the things. That. Is key. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, my mom had me in all types of things like Xenos. And I remember thinking to myself, like, why? Okay, like, why am I in this? Like, what is... I'm always busy, but as I got older, out of high school into college and into the adult world, I kind of really appreciated being able to dabble in so many different things and then choosing my own path.
That's where I first met Miss Tara at the Xenos.
Me too.
Yeah, she taught us how to step.
And I say all the time, shout out to the CAAT one more time. I say all the time that Miss Tara saved my life. Like she didn't. I don't think that she realized how much of a positive influence and role model she played during those times. Because I was definitely one of those people who, I was always friendly. I always cared about what was going on. I'm an empath. Right. It's easy for my feelings to get hurt, and it's easy for me to feel like. What really matters isn't what's being talked about. Yeah. And I feel like Miss Tara was one of those people that just kind of made me feel like, it's okay to be you. It's okay to stand in your own unapologetically. Right. So shout out to the Chester CAAT Center. If y'all not familiar, make sure you follow. Shout out to CMP. Shout out to Miss Tori. I really appreciate this conversation. So where would your career be if it wasn't singing?
It would still be music.
Okay.
Like I said, I have a passion for other voices as well, not just my own. So I've always wanted to, if I wasn't going to be a singer, my dream was to create a platform for other people, hence the singer circle. So
you know what?
That's my thing.
We didn't even talk about the singer circle. Why don't we? That's a nice segue, Tori. Go ahead, girl. Talk to me about the singer circle.
I want to bring it back so badly, but with COVID, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, especially because it was an intimate setting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you have to be there.
Yes.
Literally. Like in order to really get the experience of it.
Yeah.
So where did the influence or the inspiration come from for starting that?
Open mics. Open mics, but I just wanted to give it a different feel, like you said, just a more sophisticated feel. You know what I mean? There is a plan for the singer circle later on in the future that I won't talk about right now, but just being able to create something like the singer circle. Like for me, it's like I'm right at home, and there are people who are just like me who want to have a place to go to that's more laid back and they can express how they feel through music. So why not create something for them to do that? Like I said, I want to be able to create that platform for people who just want to sing. You could be going through something that day and you just want to get it out. Come sing. You know what I mean?
And I think that was definitely what the vibe was when I attended the singer circle. I think that, I know that it was more, it was kind of like, and I hate to always bring it back to religion, but it was kind of like being in church and you just kind of feel like this sense of peace and home. And I'm sure to be able to produce that for other people is even more of a blessing. So,
it is.
You know,
it's a wonderful feeling. I loved it.
Yeah. And then for your favorite genre to be gospel, it's like literally all.
And when you get people who understand that into the establishment all at one time, and it turns into a church session, like it's no better feeling. It's no better feeling.
Because I feel like a lot of people run away from religion. You know, we talk about, our emotions and our feelings, and nobody really wants to be honest and open in how they really feel because no one wants to hurt anyone's feelings. No, like coming to a place where you can literally unapologetically, I think that's my favorite word.
Be yourself.
Be you. Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Without any judgment. There is no judgment.
So for someone that's just starting off their music career, what would be some things that you would suggest or encourage them to do? Come to a singer circle.
Not only come to a singer circle, and but it's easy to give up, especially when you're going through things. It's easy to just say, or if it gets too hard, okay, I don't want to do it no more. You know what I mean? But all I can just say is keep pushing, keep going. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have someone in my life that encourages me every day to keep going. You know what I mean? So if I can be that encouragement to somebody out there, keep going. You know what I mean? Don't give up. Sing. It's been many times that I wanted to give up and just quit and say, you know what, just forget it. But I have a gift for a reason. Somebody needs to hear this gift. And if it touches people, why not? I love making people feel good. You know what I mean? If my music can make you smile, if you can tell me that when you heard my voice, it made you feel some type of, like that really makes you feel good on the inside. So I would just say, keep pushing, keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Period. Don't give up, yo.
Really?
So like you mentioned that, you have someone in your life that's pushing you every day, motivating you every day to never give up on yourself and to keep going. How much of that is reflected in your music? Like how much of your real thoughts, your actual life situations, your personal stories?
Well, so far, my first 2 songs that I already released was about the person that encourages me all the time. So both my songs were.
Shout out to the person.
So both my songs were dedicated to my fiance. So yeah, definitely. Whether it's up, whether it's down, either way, you're gonna get that feeling. You know what I mean? So there is more music to come. You got happy music, you got sad music, you got fun music. So I got y'all.
Thank you.
I got y'all. A little bit of everything.
That's the beauty, being able to be so well-rounded. It makes people, gravitate to your music, but also to you as the artist.
Right. I want to be able to make music that people can relate to. So you'll hear music on the EP that's not about me. It'll be about someone else. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Like social media, you can get all kinds of stories. It's literally
and all kinds of versions of stories.
You'll get everything.
Okay?
You're gonna get it all. So if you can get it all there, you're probably gonna get it all over on the EP too.
Got it. Noted. Do you feel like that you can communicate or you can express yourself better when you sing versus like having a conversation?
I can have a conversation. I'm gonna keep it real. I can have a conversation.
Tell them. And I think that especially like the laid back, the people that don't mind being out of the spotlight are all often underestimated in that room. Oh, they're quiet, they're petite, they're not gonna, they're not gonna cause a ruckus or go against the grain. And whole time, like, you're living in your dream, bitch.
Absolutely.
She said, no, I can have a conversation. No, I can have a conversation. So how long have you been singing, and how do you feel like, you actually learned how to sing?
Honestly speaking, I have no idea. As far back as I can remember, I was in the 3rd grade, and we had a small classroom talent show. So what was I, about 8 years old, maybe 7, 8 years old? And I remember singing at the time with my best friend a SWV song. And I'm like, oh, that sound good. And I remember going home and saying, Mom, I can sing. Okay. Now, I never asked my mom, how long have I actually been singing? I never asked that question. I don't know why I never asked that question,
because
but I didn't.
It was something that was
I kind of felt like it was always there. Like, okay, I love listening to the music, but at that moment is when I realized, oh,
this is
I
something
can sing.
You can do.
Yeah, I can do that.
I got to admit, girl, if it's one thing that I would trade in, I don't even know what other talent it could be, but whatever other talent it is, to be able to sing, honey, period. I was telling Be For Real at It's All Love that it would be over for everyone on the world if I could sing. What? If I could hold a note, girl.
Listen, I don't know what I would do if I didn't know how. It was like... How? What do I do now?
Girl, you know what I mean? Seriously. And I think that, like, music has changed so much and has, like, evolved, or in some other people's opinion, declined in such a wide variety of ways. So how do you feel about the state of R&B now? Like, do you feel like it's still alive and well, or is there kind of like this new
I kind of feel like
over?
R&B has definitely declined. I feel like there's so many artists being looked over that can possibly, change the game and take it back to where, because if you go to Apple Music and you just searching, you'll listen to artists you've never even heard of. Sure. And you'll be like, why isn't this popping? Like, why isn't this on the radio? Like, why aren't people hearing this? But right now, I feel like, it's all about rap music right now. You know what I mean? I don't feel like R&B. Like all you...
That bass.
it's all you know. It's like, it's all it is right now. So I really do feel like R&B has taking a hit, but I do feel like when it comes back, it's gonna come back heavy.
Oh, so
it's gonna come back
faith.
Heavy. Oh, definitely.
It's coming back. Okay.
Listen, music changes lives, and you need those voices. Like I'm telling you, you have to have it. The world can't survive without music. And in a minute, you're gonna get tired of always hearing the same thing over and over again. So
somebody's gonna be like, "Nah, man, we gotta go."
You need something.
It's the hope for me.
Yes, absolutely.
It's the hope for me. So the women in R&B, do you feel like currently it's way more sexualized than prior to? I mean, I know for me personally, listening to the lyrics, they were all talking about the same thing, but I think nowadays it's just a different level of language. Like, it's not as sweet and, mellow and something that can kind of just take you away. It's like, this is what we're here for. This is what it's going to be.
That's the times right now. I feel like that's the time right now.
That's the trend of
that's the trend, and that's what's selling. It's going to take for somebody to come out like the girl Money Long with the Hours and Hours song. She changed the game with that. People tired of hearing it, but like you haven't heard that type of music in a long time. So she a number one hit right now.
True.
Because like I said,
and it was just a single. Like imagine artists who have dropped EPs or actual albums and didn't chart, or that didn't chart, or that didn't stay charted as long as she has. Right.
And she's an underground writer for so many people for so long. So for her to come out with her own song and then an R&B song like that changes the game, and like people aren't used to hearing music like this anymore. So that's why they're like, okay, we're tired of hearing it, but I'm not, and I'm not tired of singing it either. I want to hear more music like that. I really do.
And staying true to yourself, like in this era of this, high, fast beat, heavy bass trend, how do you determine what you refuse to like compromise with in making your music?
So My name is Miss Sophisticated. I live by that name. I keep it classy and I keep it clean. So even when it comes down to someone asking me, like a rapper asking me to do a feature, I only do clean music. I don't do anything that's sexually explicit. Like, I just keep it clean. You know what I mean? Like, that's just who I am. So if it's who I am, then if it doesn't fit with your song, that's fine, you know. But if you want me to be a part of your song, I have to let you know. And 9 times out of 10, they already know that. So when they ask me to feature, the song is usually a clean song, so it's easy. So it's kind of like they know who they're approaching before they approach.
And I think that speaks to like the efficiency in branding, like making sure that people know, you know, what you represent and what you stand for, so that they come in correct.
Been a grandma my whole life. They know.
I was definitely nicknamed grandma in high school. So as we wrap up, what are some things that I know that you've already spoken to the people who could possibly be starting their artistry, you know, career, and you know, exploring the different avenues of music and what that could inspire in other people. But what would you say to the people that are looking at you as the artist and wondering what's coming next, or, you know, where you currently are in your career and where you would like to go?
So currently I am working on my EP. Unfortunately, with COVID, it's been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, but it's almost done. I'm getting back into it. Getting back into it, so y'all can expect that hopefully the spring of 2022. Hopefully. I'll definitely keep y'all posted on that.
Please do.
And like once the numbers decline with COVID, I'll bring the singer circle back as well. I really want to bring it back, but I want to bring it back with extra oomph. Okay. Like a little bit more.
Okay, so you got something in store for us.
I do.
You gotta stay posted.
I do. You got to stay posted.
Okay, I like
so y'all got to make sure y'all follow my Sophisticated Melodies page on Facebook and Instagram.
I was literally just about to say.
Oh yeah, I'm a tag.
Where can they follow you?
You're going to find Sophisticated
updates?
Melodies on Facebook, Sophisticated_Melodies on Instagram.
Got you. Now, if they wanted to actually hear your music, is there anywhere that they can go to currently hear something from?
I am on all platforms, YouTube, Apple Music, Pandora, the social media sites, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. You can find me. Just type in Miss Sophisticated and I'll pop up.
Girl, thank you. I appreciate you
y'all
sitting
so
down
much
with me and having this conversation.
Thank y'all so much.
When the CAAT Center reached out and told me that it was you, I was like, oh, Tori. Yeah, I'll do it with Tori.
I appreciate it so much.
So shout out to Chester CAAT Center for sponsoring this conversation. Shout out to CMP Radio for allowing us to host in their lovely studio. Make sure that you're following both on all platforms, Instagram and Facebook. And thank you guys. Signing out that Black Girl. Enjoy the rest of y'all day.
Thank you.
Thanks again for doing
Sexy caramel skin, standing 6'1" with tattoos. Yours, mine, ours. I could do this for hours. Sit and talk to you for hours. I wanna give you your flowers and some champagne showers. All the shrimp and lobster towels, but it's me that gets devoured. Ooh.